Hello and welcome to another edition of Hands on Wisconsin. I'm John Maino.
And I'm Erin Bartolazzi.
And we are coming to you from a beautiful spot in Oconto.
We are.
Isn't this great?
I love this place.
If you want to get Erin like super excited, take her to a place like this and you get to frolic amongst the scrap.
Yep. She has cool old wash tubs that I've been looking for forever, and they're everywhere. I'm not going to steal them, but I'm going to covet them for just a few minutes. And then look at all this cool stuff that she makes behind us.
Yeah.
It is very cool. We're going to get into a little bit more of what she does in a little bit.
Yeah, Lynn is pretty amazing. She runs a place that we'll talk a little bit more about. Has a great website, great Facebook and everything, and makes incredible art in her shop right here. We'll tell her story in a bit. But first we're going to talk about a different crafts person. He's from Iron Mountain, Michigan, one of my favorite places in the world. You ever been there?
I don't think so.
You could have come up and had a pasty with me. You ever had a pasty?
Nope.
You've never had a pasty?
I don't think so. What is it?
It's got the crust and the meat and the potatoes and everything inside.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It's like the greatest thing ever. And there's like no fat. It's just lard and potatoes and stuff. So you can stay really slim with it. But anyway, Don is a veteran. He's an Iraqi vet. He was severely wounded, and I'll tell you what, he's one of those guys that just won't quit. He's battling back, and he's helping other vets battle back. And one of the ways he's doing it is through crafts.
What I love most about this is we keep talking about crafts and how cool it is and how much fun it is. And what I really like about this is it's about his rehab and what kind of fills his cup back up and gives him a little bit of peace and joy after everything he's done.
I'll tell you what, after you spend a day with Don and his mom and everything up in Iron Mountain, you will say, you know what? This is a true American family. When he looks back at his days at war in Iraq, he tries to focus on the faces and the good times.
In all the bad times, we always were joking and laughing about something.
When you see some of those guys, those faces, that kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it brings it all back, yeah.
But there's no escaping the other side and other days. Days such as this attack in what was literally the most lethal ground on the face of the earth at the time. A grimy area of Baghdad known as Sadr City.
Well, you'll see right here, there was the Russian rockets with the LP canisters attached to them, and they sent, what was it, about 10 of them over the wall, and they were packed with C4 and ball bearings and went to town.
Memories, some good, some bad, some he would love to erase.
There's no words for a lot of it, you know. It's just the memories and the emotion behind it.
There are different ways of coping. This is one of his.
When I get my real bad days with the PTSD, headaches, TBI, I just need a place to be able to come and throw all this stuff away out of the world and melt metal. That's a big part with the PTSD and stuff like that, is we need something like this to keep our brains focused, and we can't just give it all up.
But Don has taken his visits to the garage workshop to another level by starting up a Facebook page called Veterans Custom Crafts for Sale.
I guess it was just to kind of show off, not really my ideas, but what we had been doing with metal art, to just kind of get it out there and let it be heard. You know, that there's guys that have been injured, and this is what helps.
Healing process.
The healing process, correct.
The idea of using craftsmanship to honor vets extends to the front yard of his parents' house in Iron Mountain, Michigan. What was formerly a dead front yard tree has been given new life as a living monument.
We heard about the chainsaw person. We talked to him and told him how we wanted him to do this.
Included on the trunk, names of friends who did not return home, along with some personal touches.
Well, we're Patriot Guard riders, and we wanted to have a carving in there. Then we wanted to have a picture of our son. And then Sisu is on here because we are Finnish, and it's perseverance, determination, strong-willed.
A memorial open to the public 24/7.
For me, this helped me just on my quiet days when I would come here and reflect and sit many hours and just listen, think.
A family that forged an even tighter bond through hardship and is on a mission to do their part to let veterans from wherever they may be know there is one place in a small yard in a small town where they will always be welcome.
And they sit there at the bench, they find peace. I've had Vietnam veterans here that have been crying, and they tell us their stories, what's been done to them. It's been a learning process for us too.
How cool are those two?
Super cool. I love them.
Is that amazing? That mom was so sincere about helping
sincere.
vets. She has people sit there at midnight, in the middle of the night sometime, just reading the book, documenting their experiences, and they're doing everything they possibly can to help these vets.
I just adore them. They're such great people.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Well, I'll tell you what, we have another story. This is kind of bizarre in a really great way. There was a store in the town of Shawano years and years ago, over 70 years ago. Well, the grandson of one of the people that ran the store decided he wanted that store in his backyard. And he has it. But you have to actually see the size of this thing to understand the way they used to do restaurants and stores back in the 30s. Isn't this amazing? You've seen it.
What I loved most about it was the menu of what everything cost.
Yeah.
It was, and then the little comment about you could like spit a watermelon seed and it would hit the
From
other
one
wall.
side to the next. Yeah, it's
It was
incredible.
cool.
But it's also a very sad story in some ways. What happened to one member of the family that used to hang out at this little restaurant. It's just, you have to watch this one to totally understand it. So I paid a visit to my friend's house in Sobieski to get the background. Now, a rustic tool shed nestled by the woods in a Sobieski backyard. Then, one of the hottest little restaurants in downtown Shawano.
It's from my great-grandfather from Shawano back from the 30s up to about the mid-50s. It was what was called a Tommy store, which was a small restaurant that he ran. So there's a picture of my great-grandfather, 1941, standing in front of the Tommy store. Root beer, which he made by himself, ice cream, sandwich, chili sign.
After the restaurant closed, it spent nearly 50 years before being rediscovered by its original family.
It was a playhouse from the mid-50s up until about early 2000s, 2004, where we found out that it was still around. And I went out with my grandpa and my dad, talked to the lady, and she let us basically buy it from her.
How cool of a feeling was that?
Oh, absolutely amazing.
While the restaurant expanded over the years, this original interior lived on.
They'd come in the outside part of the building, sit down at the counter, order whatever they want. I would imagine it's pretty cramped and very, very hot in the summertime. You can see the old exhaust fans are still here. The small shelf is where they kept cigarettes, candy bars, the small items for the customers.
But this building isn't just about serving cheeseburgers and chili. It's about the role it played in one family's legacy in service and sacrifice to their country.
Well, my grandpa went to war in 1941, drafted out of Brown County. He returned in 1945, and as the story goes, my dad ran in as a 5-year-old kid yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, Daddy's home."
And it was right here.
It was right here, yep.
That's the great family memory about service. There's also a tragic memory of sacrifice.
So there's a picture of my great uncle Lee. Shortly after this, he went off to war, World War II as a replacement. Was killed in 1945 at the bridge at Remagen. Was very close to my dad, who was like a younger brother to my great uncle Lee.
Dave's grandfather and great uncle were serving just miles apart from one another when Lee was killed.
His high school ring from Shawano, 1943.
So he was only about 20 years old when he was killed?
About 20, yep.
So what'd you find there?
These were the coins when we moved the Tommy store from out on the Wolf River, and they must have dropped down in between the cracks and stuff like that.
Ironically, nearly all of the coins are from that bittersweet year of 1945.
The structure that we have is a center structure, and it was surrounded by an addition to the building.
So that's basically why they added the addition, it seems like, so people could eat inside, huh?
Right, to enclose it.
But they always kept that same interior structure.
Right, exactly.
So do you ever sit here and just think about your ancestors' ghosts, basically, and what they did in this little building and how big of a part this played in your family?
Well, absolutely, because, back in the 30s, it's a Great Depression, and people were struggling to make money, and it was what my great-grandfather had to do to support his family, make his living, basically.
An ongoing family heirloom with a final resting spot of its own.
And to think back, that it goes back that far, it's very special to us.
David, thank you very much for sharing that story of your amazing family's heritage. When we come back, we will meet Lynn. We're at her place here in Oconto. She plants these amazing things. She does it from her workshop over there. You would love to live here, wouldn't you?
I would love to live here. Just touring this place for the 10 minutes that we had was really, really cool.
You want Lynn as your best friend so you can get some of the things she gets at auctions.
I do.
I know, I could tell.
I want her to text me. I'm going to this auction. Want to come?
Look out,
Yeah.
Lynn. She's going to work it. That's coming up next. Stay with us. Welcome back to Hands On Wisconsin. Joining us right now, Lynn Hurley. We are at her place just outside of Oconto. And Erin, as I mentioned, is your biggest fan.
Everything she collects is all stuff that I love finding on Craigslist. And she actually had old lockers that she had in there, some wash tubs, all stuff I've been looking for. And she's like, oh, they're just at auctions. So I'm hoping she and I can be BFFs and auction it together. You know.
You bet.
Tell me a little bit about some of your artwork here, Lynn.
Okay, well, I make everything out of repurposed scrap metal that I pick up at scrap yards,
Yep.
auctions. People bring stuff to me, and I look at it and make something unique and creative.
And the name of your company is?
Iron Maiden Metal Art.
Say that fast.
Iron Maiden metal art.
Wow,
I'm
that's
on it
not
today,
bad.
people.
Let's take a look at Lynn in action. Saunter through Lynn's yard and you can enjoy the fruits of her labor.
So
They're
some
all
people
my
have
items.
flower gardens. You have.
A metal art garden. Yes.
You know the old saying, you reap what you sow? Well,
Somebody posted on my Facebook page about being a rustaholic. Well, I am definitely a rustaholic. I just absolutely love rust.
and with that, Lynn hunts out her raw material with an eye on every piece having a second life.
It's a wear time, so.
And now what is it?
Oh, it's going to be a bird beak.
From there, she heads to her shop, where she first fires up the welder, and then her favorite tool,
I enjoy the plasma cutting. It's more artsy, it's more, coming up with a design, cutting it out.
what stars aligned for all this to come together the way it has?
My art background, the desire to do something new. At my age, it was just fantastic to be able to do something that I love to do and just something that I can put my heart and soul into.
Well, most of Lynn's designs do come from her own imagination.
I find something and I look at it and I just think about what I'm going to make and I make it.
She will do custom pieces with a qualifier.
I always explain to them, if you want something and you have a specific design that you want, as long as you're happy with my interpretation of that design. So
A true example of one person's junk becoming another person's treasure.
I have people ask me, is this getting old yet? And it's like, no, it's not getting old at all. This is great. I love being creative. I've always had a very artsy background, and I love putting things together and, seeing how it turns out. It's such a, it just repairs my soul from years of real estate.
So there you go, Erin. Being in real estate, maybe that's why you need some sort of release like Lynn had.
I just drink wine.
Or that too.
Yeah.
That's a good way of relating. Yes. Yeah.
It does work. Now you've got a big thing coming up, right?
Yes, this Saturday, October 15th, I have my open house here it's the fall open house. I had one in the spring and I'm going to hold a fall one.
Awesome, fantastic. Now where do you sell your stuff? Mainly online?
No, I do shows.
Okay.
I do about 10 or 15 shows a year, different places. As far south as Cedarburg and as far north as Eagle River.
Cool. I think you should teach Erin how to use your plasma cutter and weld.
There's no way that comes out good.
You can make your own stuff then. Why?
Yeah.
I just like her old stuff. I don't
You just want to dig and then buy?
dig and then buy.
All right, have somebody else make it.
Yeah.
I do it
I'll
for
just
you.
buy hers already
Except
made.
you know my problems.
You don't wear
That
safety
sounds good.
glasses.
Right, I set myself on fire.
Yes.
Other than that,
He does. He literally set himself.
yeah, a couple of times. Well, you have a fantastic place here, Lynn. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I know that you take a lot of pride in everything and how you present it. And you've top honors from us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
If that
Glad you
means
guys
anything.
came out.
Being from us.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, we've got a lot more to talk about, including a man that does some amazing things. I mean, amazing things with cement. You got to see this one to believe it, right?
Right?
We'll be back with more Hands on Wisconsin right after this. Welcome back to Hands On Wisconsin. Once again, we're in Oconto having a great time at Lynn's place. Stop on out today. It's going to be a phenomenal little get-together out here. And she just told us she won, what, 25 bottles of wine at the last...
At a raffle, yeah.
At a raffle. Like I said, that could last you for like weeks almost.
2.
Yeah, 2 weeks
Tops.
maybe, possibly.
No sharing.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, you've got a great patio. I've been on your patio.
Yeah.
You got a great patio. I got to tell you what you need, though. You need some of these big, I almost hate to use the word fake rocks, with the cooler built right in.
Very cool.
They're so cool, it's unbelievable. Made a little trip to the Hortonville area to check on how they make these things. You ever say to yourself, how do they do that? Like, how do they take big chunks of styrofoam and somehow turn them into amazingly realistic looking functional pieces of rock? Well, that's why I paid a visit to Ryan Wolfrath in Hortonville to see the magic behind the mission. Now, it looks like this thing would weigh about 600 pounds, but it's really styrofoam and cement, is that right?
Styrofoam with, it's about a 10,000 PSI cement. You'll see the techniques once we start throwing the concrete up.
So you literally do toss it on.
Yeah.
You weren't joking.
Yeah. Trying to keep it about 2 inches thick, that way when I actually do the carve texture I can get some good depth to it. Here we got a actual ice bowl. You can fill it up with ice, put beer, soda, water, whatever you want in it. You can use anything for texturing concrete. So that's actually true Hawaiian lava. You can try pulling up even old rocks and you can texture it. It's going to basically give the same thing as fake stamps. Make gun cabinets I've seen, hidden gun cabinets where door will just pop open. We are probably one of the only companies in the state that do this type of concrete type systems, but I can see it taking off big time.
Isn't that amazing? I told him I should go to Hollywood and work on building sets and building the fake rocks and everything.
Very talented.
Amazing. Then he's putting together this big American flag out of that sort of thing. We're going to talk more about that down the road. Well, now it's time for you.
Quick tip.
Quick tips.
Quick tip. Super easy quick tip. Check it out. Hey everybody, this is the 4th quick tip. It's going to be a little bit different than the last one. It's not a craft. It's a little bit about decorating and using cool old stuff. Everybody knows I love 3 things to decorate my house. Number 1, old. It has to be old. I love old. Number 2, it has to be a little bit funky, and the most important is it has to be cheap. The best way to accent your house throughout your house, as you're going to see in a few minutes, I have old books everywhere. So come along with me as we tour my house as I show you where and how I use old books. There are kind of 2 ways you can use the old books. Number 1, you can have them with the spines facing out if it's a topic that is interesting to you. I have a ton of old cookbooks right here that are in my dining room. So because they're cookbooks and it's a dining room, I left all the spines facing out and found colors that accented my dining room. So this is my dining room table, and I actually used 2 old books and put a tea kettle right on top of it. And those are 2 old books as well, so that's why I kind of kept the spines facing out. All right guys, this is just a little area that I have in my living room. And I have 2 old books here. The topics of the books were about engineers and firemen's examinations. So not a super interesting topic, at least to me. So I actually put the spines facing out and found that the really cool red that we had here with the green matched my little pot that I had there. So I really like that. All right, so this is where I have my super cute bench that I got at a garage sale. And on top of it, I have 3 different books. The topics were kind of interesting to me. It was Modern College Atlas for Africa, so I left the spines facing out. All right, so here's a little cheat. I got this at a garage sale for I think 25 cents. It's not old, but it's still cute, so I kept it there. One of the most important things when looking for old books is making sure that you get them in all different colors, shapes, sizes, different colored spines, different colored pages. It allows you to use the books in different ways that accent a room regardless of the color. Right over here I found 2 green books and I used them in my dining room hutch, and I thought they looked pretty cute because it's a green hutch, so green, green, green. All right, now we're upstairs in my master bedroom, and I've used books twice in here to bring color and kind of incorporate a little bit of different textures. Right here next to my chair, I have a book with a little plant on top of it, kind of have an orange themed room, so the book was very, very cool. And right here on top of my fireplace, I have my favorite book, which is a super cool, let's see, standard postage stamp catalog. And it's nice and fat. It's from 1928, and I love it. I hope you guys got some really great ideas on how to incorporate old books into your house using my 3 favorite things: funky, old, and cheap.
Very good quick tip, Erin.
Thank you.
And I like that you've done all these projects in your very own house, so it's not something you stole from Pinterest or whatever.
Oh, I totally stole them.
Okay.
Yep, I just applied them in my
But you did
own
apply
home.
them. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Got another one for next week?
I do.
All right, well, if you've got some good story ideas for us, please let us know. How can they do it?
On our Facebook page, Hands On Wisconsin.
We'd love to hear from you. Special thanks to Lynn Hurley for letting us come to a great place right here in Oconto. It's been fun, hasn't it?
It's been very fun, and don't forget to check it out this Saturday, 9 until 1-ish.
Yeah. Or until the wine is gone.
Iron Maiden Metal Arts.
Very nice.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Thanks for being here. Special thanks to Zach Peterson behind the camera. If we screwed up, of course, he'll let everybody know.
He will. Enjoy a laugh at our expense, folks.
There you go, folks. Thanks for being here. Pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, there we go. See, he got in your head. He got in your head. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
I forgot what we were calling. Stop. Get out of that.
Don't listen to him.
Okay, we're good.
Hang on, let's switch to the wind base now. This one here.
It hasn't moved.
I got that baby paint down. That isn't moving. That is not moving. You could throw a tennis ball in this thing, he'll
Well,
bounce
folks,
off.
I hope nobody has a match because
You
you can light
should. See
John's
how
hair
hard
on
my hair
fire
is?
right now. He's got so much
What's that?
hairspray.
What do you say?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Somebody loves it.
All
I
right.
apologize
Sorry.
on her behalf. Real estate women are notorious for their language. Just saying.
I think that'd be so. God, why do I?
You take and
Okay,
run. You
okay.
Take and run.
Good. Try that.
Okay. Ready?
Roll reversal.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Go.
How cool would that be to be in your back? How?
Okay, ready? Here we go.
No, I'm not ready.
Okay.
I gotta fix. Now I'm ready.
Well, those are really red apples. Are those apples good to eat? Wow, those look good. You need more fiber.
There's no fiber in apples.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Really? I thought it was just like.
Apples are loaded with fiber, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought fiber was like grain.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Don't watch us.
Yeah.
How cool was that to have in your back? What is my problem? How cool would that be to have in your backyard?
Yeah. Let me get a big script card and bring it out. Oh.
Okay.
Did you hurt your hand?
Teleprompter.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Yes, I hurt my hand.
Keep dropping all the
Painful.
pan.
Okay.
Hit the old washboard. Ready?
I'm gonna squat right here. Be a squatter. No?
She doesn't do squats, folks.
Okay, here we go. Welcome back. Right now, Lynn Hurley driving us. Yeah, driving us.
Drive the bus. Thanks. I love it.
Erin, having fun?
Yeah, I just love that whole workshop. That's just everything.
Yep.
Raffled away.
You want 25 bottles of wine?
Seriously.
My God, that lasts Erin for a week and a half. Now, your house is pretty much all hands-on, isn't it?
I don't know what we were just talking about.
Well, your quick tip. Nice that all these projects were done in your house.
Yes, it's made it. No.
Well, you got something against mufflers in Oconto? Very good quick tip, Erin.
You just
Did I
spit in
spit?
my eye.
I can feel that one.
Okay.
It's like my tongue is thick, Dave. Remember those days where it's like your
You've
tongue
been
is...
spitting.
I know. What is that?
Isn't that how it gets passed?
Yeah.
Bodily fluids flying into somebody's eye. Ugh.